we have to save our environment by following methods. First of all, by social awareness. We have to go and tell the people, we have to spread this message that environment is in fact a must for our survival. We have to tell them that as much as we love our homes, we have to love our environment. So, this message or this awareness has to be created amongst the people of India. The next is population control. If population is controlled, then half of the problem of the environmental degradation will be solved automatically, because the environmental pressure will be reduced and thus environment would actually be in its control as it should be. Next is Environment Conservation Act. If the people do not understand, by just spreading awareness, there has to be stringent laws and we have to pass certain acts in order to protect, in order to conserve our environment. When the Britishers started with the policy of social forestry in India, when they told the people that they cannot enter the forest and start felling the trees because it is their right as they have been doing, this was disliked by the people in India in the beginning. And they protested, but slowly and gradually they realized that this was very important for the future generation. And thus, even now in India, we have to have such conservation acts which will have a deep impact in the conservation of environment. Then is the afforestation campaign. Whether it is schools, colleges or other places, we have to instill amongst the people of India that afforestation is very important, that we have to plant more trees in order to have a greener, safer and healthy environment. Thus, such kind of campaigns have to be encouraged everywhere in order to safeguard our environment. Next is control of the industrial and agricultural pollution. Our industries should have such devices, should have such norms that there is less pollution. Our agriculture should start following organic farming so that the health of the soil is maintained, and therefore by such methods we will be able to control the pollution levels of the country and thereby safeguard the environment. Next is we have to have proper management of the solid waste in the country. The chemical treatment plants have to be installed so that there is a proper management of the solid waste and there is no pollution. Next is the improvement in the housing. Well, if I talk of another history, that is the history of England, at a time when London started becoming industrialized, lot of people started migrating from the rural to London city, and thus the housing became a big problem and lots of people started dwelling in slums. It were the rich people who came forward to see that there are proper houses for the poor in London. Why did this happen? Because the poor housing, the slums in the areas are in fact a great disaster, because by this spreads the pollution, by this spreads the fire hazards, by this spreads the also the social, if you see kind of lot of problems in the social or in the society. That is, we will have lot of criminals staying here, because the petty thieves will come from here, since they will not be able to sustain their living. Therefore, we have to have improvement in the housing areas. We have to clear the slums and have proper houses in order to save our much required environment.